Some people are planning to go to Mexico.
But in a matter of weeks, 4 Americans were kidnapped. Now 3 women have been reported missing after crossing the southern border.
We begin our report with the kidnapping of 4 Americans in Mexico. 2 of them are safely back on U.S. soil. The other 2 are dead.
Today, we delve into the remarkable ascent of Americans Find a New Home in Mexico. This map highlights the number of American expatriates living abroad, as reported by host countries. It shows the top 13 countries in terms of American expat population, with Mexico leading the list with nearly 800,000 residents. Interestingly, even if you combine the populations of the next 5 countries, they still don't surpass the number of Americans living in Mexico. So why is Mexico such a popular destination for Americans, and why are so many leaving the United States? For many, Mexico has been stereotypically portrayed as a country struggling with poverty and crime, with shows like Narcos Mexico emphasizing these issues. However, places like Mexico City are attracting Americans with their affordable and stylish condos, significantly cheaper petrol prices compared to the USA, and remote employment opportunities. Many Americans, especially from California, are drawn to the lower living costs and vibrant culture. Local residents in Mexico City note that the influx of Americans is causing gentrification and increasing everyday costs for Mexicans. Nevertheless, many Americans are attracted to the country's warm weather, vibrant culture, and strong sense of community. Despite Mexico's higher crime rates compared to the US, many Americans are undeterred and choose to make it their new home. According to data from the US State Department, about 1.6 million Americans currently reside in Mexico, making them the largest immigrant group in the country and the largest American community abroad. Many expatriates live in western Mexico near Guadalajara. Aside from its low cost of living and relaxed lifestyle, Mexico offers a wide range of activities and attractions. These include world-class diving and snorkeling, upscale resorts, vibrant towns, beautiful landscapes, impressive architecture, and historic colonial cities. Whether seeking a cooler setting with picturesque views or constant warm weather with a sea breeze, Mexico has something to offer. What often strikes foreigners about Mexico is the genuine warmth and hospitality of its people. This kindness is not just an occasional practice, but a natural part of daily interactions, creating an atmosphere of acceptance that makes newcomers feel like they've always been part of the community. Mexican society is known for its strong sense of community, extending beyond family to neighbors and the larger community. Major life events, whether happy or sad, are rarely experienced in isolation, and Mexicans often welcome foreigners to participate, fostering a sense of belonging. Living in Mexico offers many Americans a significant financial advantage, especially given the rising cost of living in the U.S. The increase in the cost of living in the U.S. is being felt across various areas, from housing and food to utilities and taxes, while many incomes aren't rising at the same rate. This is particularly burdensome for those on fixed incomes. The sense of unity and shared experiences in Mexican society can be captivating and fascinating, especially considering the overall cost of living in Mexico is about 45% lower than in the U.S., and the favorable exchange rates between the U.S. dollar and the Mexican peso. This makes Mexico a more alluring financial retreat south of the border, where a modest salary in the U.S. can provide a comfortable, if not luxurious, life in Mexico. Most daily costs, such as energy bills, dining out, transportation, and internet use, are far lower in Mexico. For example, renting an apartment in a desirable area of Mexico City might cost around $500 per month, compared to 4 or 5 times as much in New York City. Additionally, owning a home in the U.S. has become increasingly expensive over the past decade. Property taxes, influenced by the property's value and the community, have risen at rates exceeding inflation. Homeowners are paying a sizable portion of their income for these taxes, and maintenance costs have skyrocketed, making homeownership financially challenging. In contrast, homeowners in Mexico benefit from lower property taxes and maintenance costs. Materials are typically less expensive, and labor costs for home-related activities are more affordable. Consequently, homeowners in Mexico can maintain their properties without the financial strain often faced in the U.S. Mexico is largely walkable, thanks to its pedestrian-friendly streets and ample sidewalks. Depending on the town's size, various public transportation options are available. In tourist destinations like Cancun, bus rides are affordable, and monthly passes cost between $14 and $17. In smaller towns, walking or biking are common, while taxis are also accessible and reasonably priced. Mexico boasts an excellent healthcare system that is both affordable and high quality. Approximately 1 million Americans travel to Mexico annually for medical and dental procedures due to significantly lower costs for prescription drugs and specialist services. Patients can save between 40% and 65% on medical expenses. For example, a doctor's visit might cost $3 to $4, a specialist $20 to $35, and professional dental services $30. Medications are also cheaper, with prescription antibiotics costing as little as $11. Mexico's year-round warmth is particularly pleasant in its coastal regions, ideal for beachgoers. The central highland regions offer a consistently moderate climate, while coastal cities like Puerto Vallarta, Tulum, and Playa del Carmen provide an idyllic tropical experience. Despite the warm climate, Mexico also has cooler interior cities and highland regions offering something for everyone. Food in Mexico is affordable without sacrificing quality or flavor, thanks to the country's ideal agricultural conditions, which ensure a consistent supply of fresh produce at reasonable prices. While fresh foods are available in the U.S., they often cost more than processed alternatives. In Mexico, dining well doesn't have to be expensive. A week's worth of groceries can be bought for just $25, and meals at local restaurants are very affordable. Street food like quesadillas and tacos can cost as little as $1 to $3, and three-course meals at mid-level restaurants typically cost around $33 for 2 people. Another major factor driving Americans to move to Mexico is the trend of remote work. With the freedom to work from almost anywhere, many Americans are looking outside the country for a change of scenery. Mexico is a popular destination due to its time zone similarities with the U.S., making it easier for remote workers to communicate with their teams back home without dealing with significant time differences. Furthermore, Mexico's close proximity to the United States makes travel easy and quick, whether for business or pleasure. Many Americans have family or social ties back home, so living in Mexico doesn't make them feel too far away. Instead, it provides the emotional comfort that home isn't far. This accessibility is a benefit enjoyed by digital nomads, freelancers, and other remote professionals. Beyond its stunning tropical climate and reduced cost of living, Mexico allows travelers to stay connected to their routines while enjoying the advantages of new surroundings. Additionally, the process of relocating to Mexico is made simpler by its straightforward visa procedures. Mexico offers a business visitor visa or investor visa for those looking to engage in business ventures or investments in the country. This visa category allows individuals to stay in Mexico for up to 180 days if they demonstrate sufficient financial means or intent to invest in a local business. Retirees also have special provisions. Mexico offers ample time for newcomers to organize their financial affairs, with a grace period extending up to 4 years. The retirement visa is available to individuals who are at least 55 years old and have a stable monthly income of $115,000 or more. Despite frequent media reports highlighting safety concerns in Mexico due to drug cartels and related issues, numerous Americans continue to travel and relocate there without significant incidents. The U.S. State Department does issue cautionary advice, but American travelers and expatriates still flock to places like San Miguel de Allende and Mexico City. They stress that millions of people travel safely to Mexico each year, and that several states, including Mexico City, León, and Yucatan, have seen declines in crime rates and violence. While popular tourist destinations like Cancun are generally considered safe, visitors are advised to avoid isolated areas at night and exercise caution in crowded areas during peak seasons due to potential criminal activity. Thus, even though some regions of Mexico face security issues, a significant portion of the nation remains welcoming and safe for both residents and visitors. Many Americans, through their own experiences and thorough research, have found that they can have a rewarding and safe experience in Mexico, contributing to the rising number of visitors. However, some residents of Mexican cities have voiced concerns about the changes brought by the influx of expatriates. One noticeable effect is the rise in rent prices and the boom in short-term rentals. In some cases, more affluent newcomers are inadvertently pushing out locals, making Mexicans feel excluded from their neighborhoods. This growing disparity has led to public criticism and concerns about rising inequality due to gentrification. On the other hand, some residents believe that the influx of foreigners, especially those with large disposable incomes, has boosted the local economy, with increased spending in areas with a high concentration of foreigners. Leaving the U.S. is sometimes viewed as disloyal or unpatriotic, but for many, it's not about turning their backs on their homeland. Instead, it's about seeking new experiences and opportunities while remaining close enough to the U.S. to return conveniently. The goal is to balance the excitement of new experiences with a sense of security and familiarity. These factors have made Mexico an increasingly popular destination. People are drawn by its lower cost of living, welcoming climate, and promise of a laid-back lifestyle. Although moving to a new country presents challenges, many Americans find the benefits outweigh these difficulties. As globalization continues to bridge gaps between nations, more Americans and people from other countries will likely relocate to Mexico and other destinations worldwide.